Secretary Price, when the House of Representatives passed their Trumpcare bill, you put out a statement saying the bill was, and I quote, a victory for the American people. You joined President Trump in a big Rose Garden victory lap. There was lots of laughing and backslapping, and you went on Sunday shows days later and said the Trumpcare bill that passed the House would, quote, make certain that every single American, men, women, rich, poor, old, young, have the kind of coverage that they want for themselves and for their families, unquote. You defended the increases in costs that seniors would be forced to pay. You defended the Medicaid cuts in the House Trumpcare bill, and you said that Medicaid patients would be cared for in, quote, a better way under it. You were one of the biggest cheerleaders for the House bill, and you put your credibility on the line when you told people across the country that the House Trumpcare bill was a good bill, a bill that would help them, and a bill that they should support. So, Secretary Price, I wanted to ask you, do you still stand by those comments?
Senator, I appreciate the question. I think what I stand by is the fact that the current system is not working for millions of Americans.
I'm asking you specifically. That was not my question. Do you stand by your comments? Do you still?
I would respectfully disagree with the characterization of the comments that you made.
I was quoting you. Do you stand by the quotes that you made?
As I say, I would disagree with the characterization that you brought forward.
Well, it's a yes or no. I'm quoting you. Do you still stand by your quotes?
No, it's not a yes or no answer.
Well, I'm disappointed, but I have to say I'm not surprised you won't give me a straight answer. You said those things. You should feel confident enough to either own them or admit you were wrong.
I stand by what I said in the context with which I said them.
Well, this week it was reported that President Trump has now changed his tune on the House bill. He is telling senators that he, quotes, thinks it's mean, and that he wants the Senate to make it more generous. So, Secretary Price, you are President Trump's top health care advisor. Do you agree that the House Trumpcare bill is, quote, mean?
Again, I think what we need to be talking about in terms of a health system is the constellation of reforms.
Yes or no answer. Do you?
No, it's not a yes or no answer. It's a constellation of reforms that need to be put in place because there are millions of Americans right now who are unable to gain the kind of coverage that they want, are paying higher premiums, higher deductibles. They've got insurance coverage, but they don't have any care because of that coverage.
Let me just say it's very clear that you're not going to stand by your comments or by the President's, but it's pretty clear to me that there's been a change since the House bill passed on this administration's support, and I think that the President is right, and I hope that as his top health advisor, you take that back. Let me ask you another really critical question. Since taking office, this administration has done everything in its power to sabotage our healthcare system, deliberately putting the healthcare of millions of Americans at risk for partisan purposes. It is no secret that the administration's actions are the primary reason that insurers are spiking premiums or leaving the market. Industry experts and insurers across the nation have been clear. Your threats to end the cost-sharing subsidies and repeal the ACA are creating too much uncertainty in the market. So I want to be very clear. You break it, you own it. We would much rather, I want you to know this, we would much rather work with you to continue fixing the healthcare system for families. I am disappointed that this administration is sabotaging our healthcare system as a tactic to jam a partisan bill through Congress, and you're going to be held accountable. In fact, Senator Warren and I wrote a letter, which I would like to include in the record, requesting that the Inspector General conduct a thorough investigation into how the Trump administration's actions have undermined the healthcare system, risking access to health insurance and higher premiums for middle Americans. And Secretary Price, I want to ask you today, will you commit that you and your department will cooperate with the OIG in a timely and transparent fashion?
Well, Senator, we look forward to working with you to make the healthcare system better. We at our department will follow the law. We look forward to cooperating with any IG investigation or inquiries that they make.
Okay, I appreciate that. The bottom line is that this administration's effort to undermine working families' access to health insurance, either deliberately or through a stunning incompetence, is overwhelmingly clear. And again, I would say Democrats across the board are willing to work with Republicans to make sure that the healthcare system works better, more affordable, more accessible, but we do not want to see it undermined, and we don't want to see it jammed through a mean bill that is celebrated in the White House. Thank you.